Special super sport, wet paint, big feet. I pull up and kill shit, 6 feet.
Alright, 6 feet going deep. It's Nick Torius with
Tony Visions in the building.
Alright, Tony, why don't you tell us about what you do?
I'm a fashion designer, creative director. You know, we've been running the game in the South Florida industry, the fashion industry, from New York, LA, Atlanta, all over Miami, branching out to Australia and Paris this year.
So you're like global, pretty much?
Yeah, we just started going global a lot more. So we're trying to get the army all over the world.
Is everything you're wearing right now like part of your brand?
Yeah, everything. This jacket is actually a custom one-of-one. I do a lot of one-of-one custom pieces. It's kind of like the core of the brand to keep people like get everybody in their own unique gear that kind of suits their own styles. And then t-shirt, this is the logo right here, the smiley face, skull and bones.
What was the inspiration for that? Because you know what that reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
Like the ice cream, like the BBC.
Oh yeah, that's true. The inspiration of this actually is, I always had a thing for smiley faces. I think a lot of people, first thing you think of is a positive energy, something like that. And then the rose eyes is just to see the beauty in everything.
Oh, okay.
And then, smile through it no matter what. And then the skull and bones behind it, just, everything has its past, no matter how rough it is, just see the beauty in it, smile, and keep it moving.
I feel like it's like the smiley face is like on top of the skull and bones. So it's
exactly.
So it's like covering
overpowering it, kind of. It's bringing, but the skull and bones, that's the foundation of it. So it has a few cracks to resemble all that, but you gotta smile through everything.
Oh yeah, that is dope.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
How long have you been designing clothes?
I started designing about 7 years ago. I started with a brand, a clothing brand with a few friends, and then I branched off into runway design about 4 years ago. So, and that's kind of the path that kind of took me to open up a lot more avenues.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of your clothes.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, we do a lot, man. Next one is we'll be in New York Fashion Week in September. We're doing a show in Times Square actually, so it's gonna be a big one. So we're keeping the Miami vibes and bringing it everywhere we go, though.
To New York?
Yeah, definitely. They noticed it.
There was a show you did the other day. Well, it was like a while ago. I think it was your last show. Like, how was that?
They're always a movie, man. We bring out all the top models. We got some good stylists, tons of photographers on our team. So we make a presence, and people are excited to see what we bring. We try to bring all the newest collections that. Just trying to stay on top of our A game all the time.
So give me the breakdown of how do you set up those shows? How from the beginning to getting the models to what they're gonna wear. Just give me the breakdown of everything.
Man, now it's like I can do it with my eyes closed now, to be honest. Since the last 2 years, we did about over 80 shows. We're just knocking them out. I mean, really, energy takes you a long way. Having a good community, good profile on the internet helps, but being able to show your work to people and showing what you can do when people work together, that helps a lot. So I've been able to build a good network of models and designers and painters that, people are just willing to contribute to a bigger cause. Once you find a good network, your network will take you anywhere you go, anywhere you want to go, really.
So you have a team?
Definitely, yeah. I have a team of a few steady people, my photographer, Michael Hersey, RV Productions, they're ready they're one of the top shooters in the game to me, and they're always there. I have people our hands on deck, and I'm always looking to bring people on board as much as possible, however I can help somebody, they can help me, and together we build a community.
So what's the vision for Tony Visions? Tell me what you want to bring everybody, or where do you want everyone to help you go?
The goal is a brand of empowerment, so I want everybody to be able to do whatever they want just by reaching out to somebody in their network. So I think that's how it gets to a certain point, but I think it needs to be something that is more accessible to the modern day people like us, like the creators, the real creators who a lot of times people don't get as far as they want, but everything is always just a reach away to somebody in the network, So I mean, I'm going for a household name,
Oh, yeah.
The Tony Visions wave, but it's a brand, it's quality. People think of something that's just positive and just for the people.
So when someone thinks of Tony Vision, what do you want them to have come to mind?
Street luxury, basically. Just the style. The style is street luxury. You know, I try to anything that we present in a high manner, as like in a luxurious manner, but always keeping, you know, where we're from. You know, like the urban style. Yeah. Not going too far to where we're closing the doors to everybody else. We want to keep the doors open, if that makes sense. You know?
So do you see your brand getting as big as like a Louis Vuitton or Gucci or?
Yeah, man. I mean, they're gonna need me to work for them soon. I'm not worried about that. You know, I'm sure they'll need some designs or something, but I mean, I think that we can get much bigger than that for sure. So I mean, they're great brands, but I mean, they're great clothing brands. The Tony Vision is more of a designer, strictly brand. And I feel like a lot of these big names, they've been slowly like branching off to just manufacture and sell. So they're not really as involved with the community. You know, I feel like when you grab a good amount of people, that's when you get the most power. So if you have a good team, there's just power just running through the roots. So that's how the models brands, they started. But then right now, I don't see it being a problem surpassing them.
So a lot of brands come up every day, you know, like a lot of people, they're like, oh, I want to make a design, and they turn it into a brand. Yeah. What do you think it is that takes someone from, you know, just being like a regular street brand to a luxurious brand, like on that level? Like, what do you think it takes to get to that level?
I mean, I think that just depends if that's where they want to be. Because to be on a luxurious side can be something that's hard. Not everybody will feel comfortable in that situation, or they don't want to, you know. And some people on a luxurious side can't do street at all, because it's just not. It's not. They don't know anything about it. So to meet in the middle, I'm just trying to be kind of like the gatekeeper for it. But for them to do it, I mean,
isn't it like? Well, from what I've seen is like, the luxury brands, they don't really make like streetwear, but I feel like it's
they try to stay away from it.
The consumer is the one that turns it to streetwear, like all the rappers.
Yeah, that's true. Like, they downplay it and then throw it in Forever 21.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I mean that really comes to what your brand really stands for. You have brands like Forever 21, they're gonna take a luxury piece and chop it down 1 million times and make money off it. That's a
like Supreme.
Yeah, basically, it's like same thing. But there's always certain people like if you hold standards to like Alexander McQueen or something, like brands like that, they just stay to their roots, how they are, and you know, they keep the quality. Their pieces they remain at like $5,000 a piece, like, and they don't budge because there's no need to. So
let's say that you have like, you know, like certain items that you're sitting on, and you have them at like really high prices. Like, what would make you, you know, like would you see yourself like lowering the price just so you could like sell it, or would you want to keep that standard?
That's funny, because that's like the story of my life, to be honest, for the last 7 years. In the beginning, when I first started, I just let them go. You know, I'll work plenty of deals, but after creating so many and just having a real value to the names and the products, I just let my prices sit. And you know, it'll go to the right owner, because I know the value of my pieces and my products, and I know if they don't sell today, they'll sell tomorrow. And you know, I mean, with friends and family, I always try to keep them laced in for a cheaper price. But as far as like just when it comes to just strictly sales, I'm trying my best to just keep the value. I'd rather sit on it.
Do you feel like friends and family should be your biggest supporters, and that they should like pay full price for everything if they want to support you?
I mean, honestly, no, because at the end of the day, if you're expecting your friends and family to run all the profits for your business, it's not gonna happen. You know, they're your friends and your family. You can't rely on them to empty their pockets for you all the time. It's good in the beginning to give you that jump start, but I mean, I do as much as I can to give my friends and family like.
What I'm saying is like, when they expect like, oh, you're making clothes, or you're giving me something for free.
Maybe you get like a 1 or 2 pass. Like, if we're super cool, like I'll give you a shirt every now and then. But if you're asking too much, like you definitely gotta show some type of love, because at the end of the day, we're paying for everything. They know the vision. It's a business, you know. Because then there's certain friends when you're first starting off when it's like they don't comprehend that it's actually a business that you're trying to run.
Yeah.
When it comes down to everything, there's money behind all of that. So you giving them stuff for free is technically something you giving them money that you paid to make it.
Yes.
You know, so. But in the beginning, it's cool. But after a while, it starts hitting your pockets. You gotta start like reevaluating it.
So, do you like what other like pieces of clothing do you want to like get into? Like, are you gonna do accessories, or do you already do accessories? Or you do shoes?
I've made a pair of boots, like combat boots, all black, because that's what I usually wear. Just all black boots.
Yeah,
and then these are brand new, but I haven't. Usually when they start getting messed up, I put patches on them. So I've sold a few of those, but I mean, my main thing is like heavier garments, like jackets. I feel like jackets are one of the pieces that really just, like, it's a whole outfit if you have the right jacket. People barely even notice your shoes and your pants and your undershirt if you have a crazy jacket that just is perfect for the right place, right time, and right person, you know?
How do you feel about being in Miami, where it's always hot? And, like, you know, a lot of people wear jackets, but it's like not the like.
Yeah, nah, man. I mean, that's me 100%. I wear jackets as often as possible, and I sweat. But my thing is, I try not to move.
That's one thing I noticed about like artists in like the fashion, like on the fashion side, like they always wear like all these clothes, and I'm just like, because I'm always hot. Like, I'm a big guy, so
You're probably moving around too.
Yeah, but I see them like, because I go to shows and stuff, and the shows, you know, there's like lots of people, and they're like everyone. You know, like when you go to a show, you want to be in your best fit.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Like, but it's like a lot of people, so it's hot, and then there's like, you know, they would wear what you're wearing, like a long sleeve. I'm pretty sure like you wearing a tank top one day.
Nah, I'm not.
Well, I know people that wear tank tops.
Yeah,
like t-shirts.
I made sure not to.
They wear like five things, and it's like, aren't you hot?
And then, do they move a lot?
Yeah.
They're usually sweaty and stuff. Like, nah, I just stand there. I mean, I make my moves count. You know, but I mean, I do it. I feel like sometimes if you're trying to keep a look, you can do it by all costs. Maybe you gotta sweat a little bit.
What's like the most stressful part of everything, like with the shows, like setting up the shows and everything?
The most stressful part of setting up shows, I would have to say, is, you know, just making sure, my thing is making sure things run on time. I like things to be punctual. I like to be able to tell people the times that things are going to start, when people's activations start, when designers go up. I really enjoy that, and I think that by being able to complete that, like, people have something, they know what to expect, which is good, which keeps people coming back. So I think that's the most stressful thing, is just making sure that there's communication on.
Because you're like working with so many people.
Yeah, and you're literally like, there's like 50 models in the back. All of them have to be dressed, and switching into different designers like within minutes. You got the designers, you got stylists, you got people who keep walking backstage accidentally, like, and just all type of stuff, you know. And then everybody's on a different schedule and itinerary. So it just, but it gets easier with time, you know.
So they just know how to. Like,
yeah, and then I usually just chill backstage and just, you know, make sure everything's usually good, and it's good to work with the same people sometimes, so they know how people work, you know, and it runs smoothly like that.
What about like any conflicts, like with any models or like anyone like in charge of the shows or anything?
Oh nah, man. If there's any conflicts, it's just we got too many people on deck. There's no reason for that. I feel models, if they have issues, they can leave. To be honest, not to be rude, but I mean, we're running a business, running a show, and, you know, we take care of everybody as much as we can. So that stuff like that, I feel like just isn't professional.
Yeah.
You know, and that just brings you down.
What about when it comes to actually designing your clothes? Like, take me through the process of that.
Right now I'm actually designing my collection for fall. So it's the Vitality collection, and it's just really the hardest part is just finding the inspiration for every piece sometimes, because I've made so many at this point, and what I'm trying to do with this one is just put it into a whole collection where every piece like matches the other piece, you know, so everything makes sense.
What's like the difference, what do you feel is the difference between like inspiration and just like stealing?
I think stealing is when you pay too much attention to life in general. You're gonna wind up stealing something. Like, it's subliminal at this point. There's so much stuff everywhere. I mean, that's why I try to keep my head down as much as possible. You could ask me stuff about the fashion industry and all this. I probably can't tell you anything. I don't really pay attention to what's really going on there, like trends. Yeah, I feel like it's more like I'm making designs because it's like things that are straight from my head, not from stuff that I'm watching on TV or Instagram. I feel like it's kind of unnecessary if you're trying to create your own lane, because otherwise you'll wind up just fitting in someone else's. Right. You know, so when you're trying to start a trend based off of trends that are already started, it just doesn't make sense.
What about, they say that you put out a piece, because I've seen this happen to a lot of models and a lot of designers. Yeah. They put out a piece, and then like a bigger brand, they come out and just like start out copying it.
Nah, yeah, that's happened. I've seen that a lot. It's happened to me a few times. No names, but I mean, it's fair game.
Why do you want to say names? Because I don't want to say names.
No, I mean, there's.
I was thinking about
we could name drop all day.
Yeah, I know a lot of.
We might have some issues after that. Yeah. Nah, I mean, but even from the beginning, the first brand when I first started clothing, we made a really simple design. At Forever 21, they literally took the same design and put it on tank tops.
Was it a hot dog?
Nah, it was a cross with. I mean, shit, that's an easy sell right nowadays. But it was like a cross with a lion in it, and they literally sold it like nothing. But we couldn't do anything.
But do you know that they took it from you, or do you?
I mean, it was a custom design, bro. I mean, it looked 99% the same. So, but it had a cross, so you can't sue based off of like religious purposes and stuff like that. So, and we were also young at the time, so we probably just got fucked. And
so, do you know like the law, like copyright and stuff like that?
I don't know too much into detail, but I got lawyers. So, and any questions, we just give it to them. Right. I feel like I try to like have people, I'm good at this, you're good at that. Just if there's any legal issues, give it to somebody else. So, but I know the basics, and I know that I don't really follow trends, so I'm not stealing shit.
What about like if someone hit you with like some legal stuff? Does that happen?
Nah, never. Not yet. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna come. It's bound to happen, but I mean, like I try to stay in my own lane, so I couldn't imagine if somebody comes at me with energy like that. It's probably not gonna follow through. So,
how do you go about promoting everything? Like promoting your designs, promoting your shows, promoting yourself in general.
Social media is the main thing. At Tony Visions, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But I mean, like I said, with the network that we use with all of our models and videographers and photos, we do a lot of like content. We create content, steady content. And especially when a show's coming around, usually I'll create videos, promotional videos for it.
You do like editing and everything?
I know how to do it, but I try not to. I'm not a videographer or photographer, so I try to let them do that as well. I like to dabble in it, but then if I spend hours on it and I think it's amazing, I'll show it to them and they'll be like, it's trash. I'll love it, and some people think it's cool, but I mean, I'm not. It's not what I train myself to do. I don't really know all the ins and outs and stuff.
How when someone like you, I would see you as like the person that's like a jack of all trades. That's like I want to get
master of none.
Yeah, exactly. So like, how do you go about not seeing past I want to do everything myself and trust other people to help me with everything, because I feel like that's the hardest part for everyone.
Definitely.
Just getting the team because of your own insecurities and
that's a big thing.
Yeah. So how do you go about just getting rid of your ego and just
honestly, for me personally, I don't know if this is how it would be for most people. I think experience is like the main thing. I mean, it may not be that long. I've been doing this for 7 years, but I've been through all type of shit with as far as partners and just regular business stuff. When you're starting brands with friends, family, when it gets messy. Trying to keep your vision exactly what it is. And then, like you said, when everybody starts helping and people start feeling all type of ways about whose it really is. So I right now I'm at a really good state of mind, and I believe that that's more of a beginner thing, because once you get to a point where like you really want this and your vision is clear and everybody knows what your vision is and how it needs to like be perceived, then you know anybody who's really on board, they're gonna be on board. And then you just got to be honest from the gate about everything, about like how things are gonna benefit each other, you know. And if they're down with it, then let's make money.
What about like, you know, when people want to get paid and everything? Like, how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, so I mean, if they absolutely feel that they need to get paid right away, then you just work out numbers. It's if they're able to, you know, if they're able to match up to what they're saying that they can do. But what I like to do with partners beginning off, you know, we put some numbers on the table, and then we say this is the amount of profit that can be made if we get this done right here. And then we start seeing who can do what and make sure everything's even, and you just break it off. But I mean, I don't really worry about like the small things too much. I've been aiming for like the big, like, you know, big clients and stuff like that, big sales. My goal is to really like sell out the whole collections once and just keep the quality just running nonstop. So it's been tough. That's why like in the beginning I was letting the clothes go, but then I start raising the prices. It's because I rather just keep the value, like keep it stable. That makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
So what about the money that's in it? Like, did you, like, let's say that when you first started, right, the money was kind of slow. Like, how is it now compared to that? And did you ever like lose motivation just because like money wasn't coming as fast as you wanted?
Yeah.
And, like when money start coming, like
money management.
Like how did you like, you know, keep going through it even though like, you know, money wasn't coming? Then like tell me about that transitional period.
It's a learning process, man, and you whether you like it or not, you'll start learning money management based off of like losses. You know, you invest $2,000 into a collection. Like I worked for 8 years I did legal studies at the same time before this. So all my money I ever made, I was just invested into my company. So I don't have tons of shit to show for my personal career because all my money was investing into this. So I took all that money seriously, you know, and you lose a lot of money learning different things. I didn't go to school or anything for that. Everything was kind of self-taught. So I took a lot more losses, I think, but at the end of the day, everything I'm sitting on is still based in my company, you know, so I still have investments. I've been investing in myself.
What's like something that you learned like from doing something and then you were able to apply it to your business? Like something like randomly that you learned and you just like, oh.
There's actually a lot. Some things that might be just growing up, just, you know, money management, whatever it takes to hustle. Hustling is the number one thing if you're gonna be an entrepreneur. Learning to hustle, whether you're selling, whatever you might be selling at school. I don't know if I can talk about shit like that, but I mean,
talking about candy, right?
Yeah, you know, selling all type of candy, but whatever it takes. It's you pull up on somebody in the trunk, you're selling DVDs, you're selling T-shirts. Next thing you know, you're a clothing brand. Next thing you know, you're pulling up to a store with a trunk full of racks and clothes, and you're just, you know, you're just hustling. It's you gotta have that ambition.
So do you see your stuff being in a store, like, or do you want to have your own store?
Yeah, I mean, my stuff floats around in different stores in like Las Olas and Fort Lauderdale and Miami, but it's not, you know, I definitely want my own store because I feel like once a lot of people, they start cutting your prices down like crazy, especially in like South Beach and Fort Lauderdale. You give them a $400 piece, they want at least $200 off of it if they sell it. So then it's just sitting there, but... And
you feel like it's a good investment?
I mean, I feel like it depends on the location of the store. If they have good clientele, then yeah. But it's been a big a risk that I've been taking because sometimes I sell my pieces a lot more just taking them to shows and, you know, modeling them. And sometimes the promo of the pieces winds up to be worth more than just selling it for a few $100.
Do you feel like the stores like take care to like actually want to get the piece out, or do you feel like they just want to like take your money?
I think that depends on who you work with at the store. There's been stores where there's not much to say. You know, you give them a line book and then that's it, and then hopefully it sells. Then there's some people, if you know somebody at the store who likes the stuff, and you know, maybe they want to, they actually, if the store actually likes the pieces, then they'll push it a little bit more. When somebody comes in, they're gonna want to show that to them, as opposed to people who don't even know that you guys just put it in the store because there's no communication.
Yeah.
You know, so there's more like homely stores, like boutique stores. I think people should definitely be careful when you're making sure that there is the right market for your clothes, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. What about like, what do you want to get out there? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want people to get from this interview?
Just.
Or like, what do you want them to know about Tony Vision?
I mean, just Tony Vision is a brand of empowerment. I just want everybody to, you know, chase your dreams. By all means, just get out there, learn it, do it, fall, get up, keep going. You know, like my hands fucked that up. Just keep going, man. Yeah, shit happens. You know, it just doesn't matter. If it's meant for you, you just keep going.
I feel like it stops, like anything that you're doing. Like,
bro, I'm right-handed, man. So, yeah, this is God took my right hand from me for a little bit. So, it's crazy because I have this collection that is one of the biggest collections I've been working on. Mm-hmm. And this was supposed to be my month of just, you know, just working, just creating pieces. I need my hands, for sure. And then I'll go into New York and Paris. So now I'm going to have a little cast. I mean, they're going to slim it down. I'm going to make it look cool, though. Probably won't even notice. I might put a cast on this.
I've never seen a black cast.
Yeah, that's why, you know, I told him just give me black, bro. Like, I'm going to be wearing all black anyways, so.
Would you ever, like, do, like, designer casts? Or, like?
I thought about it when I was in the hospital. I was like, I should just do a designer. I was thinking about a designer sling, you know.
Who is your brand, like, geared towards? Like, is there, like, a certain niche of people that you're just, like, targeting? Or do you just, like, want it to be, like, a generic kind of brand that, like, anyone can wear?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to target, like, the two different markets. The first market is the lower market, where it's just anybody, where if anybody wants to buy a t-shirt for $20, some socks, $20, $25, where it's just support. But my main market is that street luxury market, which would be people who are willing to spend a little bit extra on a piece that they see it more as art than just a jacket. Yeah, just it's wearable art, basically. You know, a lot of the garments we spend a lot of time designing these pieces, sewing them, creating the feeling and energy into these pieces that if you actually like it and it says something to you, like, you'll buy it. And when you wear it, it's like a costume uniform, you know. It's like it's perfect.
What do you think makes someone want to buy, like, some clothes from, you know, like, an upcoming fashion designer or, like, streetwear brand? Like, what do you think it is that makes them actually want to, like, buy that as opposed to, like, you know, Babe or, like, Supreme or, like, one of the more well-known brands?
I think it's honestly, I think there's a different type of people. And people go through different phases too, you know. Sometimes people just want that quick fashion, that easy to get, that everybody, that you know it's gonna look cool because everybody's saying it looks cool. It's in, like, you can't say nothing bad about it because it's everywhere. There's people who are like that, or even if you're not like that, you know, there might be times where it's just easier, it's more convenient to get. But then there's people who, you know, they appreciate art more. And they see they feel the vision of where that brand is going. So there's a lot of people who they want to jump on it now before it's too late. You know, before the prices go way higher. So, and they see that, and whenever I notice that, I try to make sure that I keep in contact with people like this.
So how would you feel if you had a shirt for, like, $20 and then someone's able to flip it for, like, $200, $300?
My own shirt, with my logos on it, I'd be tight.
Like, tight as in, like, you'll be mad, or tight?
Yeah, I'll be mad. I mean, if it's using my designs and stuff, but I mean, it's like we said before, like, stuff like that's happened before. It's all fair game. I mean, I'm gonna keep recreating regardless. I'm not gonna like, you know, make it a big deal. It happens. People take designs subliminally. They might not even notice it. They just look at it, and then next thing you know, they're designing the same thing. So it's all fair game.
Do you see people, like, lining up in your store just, like, for your next drop?
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, it'd be cool to make it convenient so there's enough space for everybody, so everybody can have a good time. I don't want people lining up like.
Have you ever done
I've done boutique like pop up shops and stuff, and usually we bring everybody out, rent out the store.
I mean, like, have you ever like camped out?
Oh nah, hell no. I don't wait. I don't hate waiting, bro. I won't wait for that shit. Nah, I'll go home, come back, wait a month, wait 2 months, but nah, I can't do that. Me personally, I'm too impatient for that.
I remember I was in the design district, like the Louis Vuitton store.
People lined up for
the Supreme Louis Vuitton drop, and like, yo, the line was like crazy long, bro.
I mean,
that was the longest line I saw.
I mean, that's in Wynwood too. People are eating that stuff for breakfast.
Oh yeah,
they love that stuff. I don't blame them, but I'll drive right past.
So, what advice would you give to like anyone starting out, like wanting to do their own shows or like creative directing or starting?
I mean, yeah, the first thing would be just take that first step, whatever it may be, just to do it. I'm here too. Anything I can do, I give a lot of advice. I like to see people build, and I like to see the community do better, because I mean, the world's much bigger than our hometowns, so there's plenty of turf out there for everybody. So, but I mean, the main thing is just to take that first step. A lot of people they wait forever, they never do it, and it's as simple as just doing it, whatever it may be. So,
you have anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out Steffi Boom, Michael Hersey, RV Productions, Santos, the whole production team. Let's Just Vibe, and the Vitality Collection coming this fall. I mean, working on some big things, so I'll make sure to keep you laced up too, man.
Yeah,
I got you. Thank you, bro. I got you, man. The next collection is gonna be crazy.
I appreciate you getting me black, because I like wearing black shirts. Like, I wear white shirts, and everyone always brings me white shirts.
Black is safe, bro. You cannot like it. So yeah, white shirts. I got two wears out of that. I'm done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is about it, but I appreciate the love.
Nah, no doubt, man. It's all love.
Where can they find you at?
At Tony Visions, all social media. Tony Visions Facebook. You can shop at tonyvisions.us. And like I said, we'll have everything updated this fall. We got tons of new stuff coming out. I'm excited. Appreciate the time for you.
Oh yeah. Before we go, what was like your favorite drop that you did?
My favorite drop?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm in love with this collection already, bro.
The Vitality one?
Yeah, but I mean, before that would be one of the first collections I did, which was Revolution. It was like one of my first collections. It was just all camos and distorted T-shirts. This was like 6 years ago when distressed stuff was in. And we were distressing T-shirts with shotguns and all type of crazy stuff, and just.
It's like the Kanye style, like.
Yeah, it was like Kanye style.
The homeless kind of.
Yeah, people look homeless. Yeah, exactly.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Okay.
Right, for sure. So it's been 6 feet.
Yes,
Tony Visions.
All right.